What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Basketball Wives. This is season 11, episode 6, and let's get right into this review. So we start off with everybody basically getting ready for this trip to Arizona. You know, we have Jackie, she's FaceTiming Jennifer, and Jennifer, she don't even know if she want to come because Clayana has been invited. So the next person that we see is Brittany. She meets up with Clayana as well as Vanessa, and they basically talk about what went down at the cooking class, because Vanessa was trying to get some understanding as to why Clayana and Brittany, they were so distant. However, Clayana, she basically has flipped this entire situation, because Brittany's like, well, I got a text from Clayana saying that, people were talking trash. And that wasn't even the case. The only person who didn't want to wait for her was Brooke, because her and Brooke had got into it. Clayana, to me, she just likes to stir the pot. And for some reason, she has this idea that it's going to be her and Brittany against the world. And I think it's so weird. So, Vanessa is like, that's not even how things went down. She didn't see the shadiness. And at this point, Clayana was just making stuff up. So, at that point, Clayana, she felt like Vanessa, she should have engaged with, herself as well as Brittany more at the cooking class. And I'm just like, so what did you want her to do? Like, yell across the room to check on you? Girl, grow up, please. But nonetheless, one thing that annoyed me was the fact that Vanessa, she mentioned the whole Jennifer's boyfriend situation to these ladies. And I'm like, you already know that Clayana and Jennifer have gotten into it. Why would you give her more ammunition to say crazy things about Jennifer and Jennifer's man? Make that make sense. But nonetheless, Vanessa is going on about how, she wants to tell Jennifer about what's going on, but she wants Jackie to be there. So the ladies are like, girl, what do you want Jackie to be there for? She ain't gonna do nothing. And Vanessa, she feels like Jackie is closer to Jennifer, number one. Number two, there's this pecking order. Oh, why she say that? Because Clayana ain't feeling nothing about a pecking order. She feels like, as a girlfriend, she was with her ex, and he was an NBA champion, and blah, blah, blah. Girl, we do not care about all his little accolades. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What does that have to do with what you're talking about right now? And I feel like the NBA has changed. That's one thing I will say. I am pretty sure that the way that the NBA was running, as far as like the wives and the girlfriends and all of that, and that whole pecking order thing, I'm pretty sure that was absolutely a thing when Vanessa and Jackie got with their husbands. Because keep in mind, these people have been married for a very long time, or at least they've been with their partners for a very, very long time, 25 years. I feel like basketball players don't even get married like they used to, okay? Because when you think about it, back in the day, most of the players were married within like the first 3 years, and them even being in the NBA, if we want to be honest. Now they ain't getting married. They got baby mamas all over the place, and we now know who the baby mamas are. The NBA is a hot mess. We can see that from watching Basketball Wives Orlando. So I feel like Clayana, she feels like she has the same status as a wife. Because like I said, I feel like the current girls aren't going for the pecking order. They feel like they deserve their spot just because they screwed an NBA player. A ring does not mean a thing to these new young girls. Because Brittany, she feels the same way low-key. And if I'm being completely honest, I kind of wish that Basketball Wives for like the next season, if they do bring this show back, I feel like they should do like a Basketball Wives Legacy show where we have all the old girls, and then you have like new girls who are currently, dating athletes or whatever. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there is just such a difference when you watch Basketball Wives Orlando versus LA for me. And I feel like it's because, number one, the girls are younger. The girls, they are dating men who are currently in the NBA, or they are the ex of somebody who was in the NBA currently. And I feel like the vibe is just very different. Like, I kind of wish that Brittany and Jaceel, they were on a show with younger girls rather than being with Jackie and Evelyn and them. Clayana, now she can go hide under a rock because I have no interest in her. But let's go ahead and move on. So the ladies, they head to Arizona. Evelyn, she notices at the airport that Brittany's kind of sitting by herself. So when they get into like the vans or whatever to go to the hotel, she rides with Brittany. And within that conversation, she's just like, yo, what's going on with you? And Brittany is trying to figure out what really happened between her and Brooke. Because I think that Brittany must have asked a producer or somebody who works on the show and was like, can I see the footage? Or she must have asked like, yo, was that a problem? Because she is really trying to have a conversation with Brooke now because she's realized that she's the one who was acting up. Now, we get to the other van, which was Jaceel, Jackie, and Brooke. And basically they feel like Clayana was the one who put the battery in Brittany's back to try to go so hard at everybody. And I absolutely agree with that. And yeah, that was pretty much that whole conversation. So Vanessa is already there because this is actually her hometown. Everybody is staying at a hotel, so there shouldn't really be any room issues. So they find out that Clayana is coming, and everybody goes, like I said, they go to their rooms, ain't no complaints. And then we see Brittany, Jaceel, and Clayana together. So Brittany, she's admitting that she was drunk, and then goes on and on about how, she critiqued Brooke's body because of her own body issues. So here's my thing. She wants to try to make things right with Brooke, right? And that is absolutely fine. And then she even goes on to talk to Jaceel about how she felt like, there was some distance between them. However, Jaceel is like, listen, if you have an issue with me, just bring it to me. I ain't got no problem addressing it and saying how I feel. Baby, out of nowhere, here comes Jaceel and Clayana going back and forth and back over what was said to Brittany and how Brittany should feel and all of this. I was like, Clayana, can you go sit back just a little bit? Because nobody asked you for real what your opinion was and why you need to stand 10 toes down on it. Like, girl, relax. Like, for me, the argument was tired. At a certain point, these two girls are like yelling to the top of their lungs. Security is trying to take Clayana out. Like, honestly, watching Clayana is so annoying because this girl is so adamant that she is always right. And if she ain't right, she ready to fight. And I need for her to calm it down. And like, Clayana is out here yelling about how she's about that life. She been about that life. And it's clear that don't faze Jaceel at all. Because she's like, okay, everybody say they about that life. And what else is going on? So, Clayana, she is, again, just yelling to the top of her lungs about Jaceel's ring. And I was just like, girl, you got to get a grip. Like, you and all your insecurities, they don't need to be on this show. Moving forward, we see Brooke and Evelyn have a conversation, and Brooke basically tells Evelyn how Vanessa, she took it upon herself to tell the ladies that Evelyn is not engaged anymore. All right, girl. Jennifer, she arrives. Like, I'm not even going to talk about that because Evelyn didn't even seem mad. I'm just like, yeah, girl, you don't even care about that because you really don't like that man. But nonetheless, like I said, Jennifer, she gets there or whatever. She hangs out with Evelyn. And then we see Jackie and Vanessa talk. And Vanessa basically wants to, pull Jennifer to the side again. And Jackie does not want any parts of that. So Vanessa goes on to tell Jackie about the conversation that she had with Brittany and Clayana. And at this point, everybody can see that Clayana is trying to stir the pot. Vanessa is over it because she doesn't understand the pecking order. And Jackie, at this point, she wishes she would have known all this information before inviting her to this trip. Because it seems like Clayana is stirring up drama with everybody who comes in encounter with her. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on. So we actually do see Brittany go to Brooke's room and they have an adult conversation. She apologizes. And I was actually proud of Brittany in that moment. You know what I'm saying? She got things cleared up and they can now move forward. So we then see Jacille. She's having a conversation with Jackie about what happened with Clayana. So Brooke and Evelyn, they arrive because at this point we're here to celebrate Brooke's birthday or whatever. Jen gets there. Everybody's having a good time. And Brittany even gets to come to the party because she wasn't even initially invited to come. It was just, I guess, going to be all the OGs and Jacille that were invited. But Brittany came there, had a good time as well. So Clayana decides to show up to the party, right? First of all, she got a stank attitude. She don't even tell Brooke happy birthday. Brooke had to, drag it out of her. I'm like, Clayana, you could have just stayed in your room for this matter. Nonetheless, Jackie pulls Clayana to the side and is like, how can I help? What is going on with the situations? Clayana, she gets defensive, talking about how she don't need validation from anybody. Clearly, girl, you have some type of point to prove. Because for some reason, you keep trying to prove it to somebody. Who? I don't know. But nonetheless, basically, Jackie brings up the whole pecking order thing again and again. Clayana don't care nothing about what they talking about. So then Jackie, as she's trying to re-explain to her about the pecking order, Vanessa ends up coming over. And she started to talk about how, hey, Clayana, when we went to the, I guess it was a store, I believe. And we talked about your ex. You were the one who was listing off all the things that your ex has done. He's a champion. He's done this, that, and another. And that's absolutely what happened. But of course, Clayana denies everything. She says that Brittany was the one who was over there saying all the stuff about this man. Girl, stop lying. You were talking about your baby daddy, okay? And at this point, it's very clear that that's the only thing that you have going for yourself is the fact that you had a baby by Andre, I think his last name is Iguodala or whatever. It is so annoying that because you his baby mama, you feel like you have some special privileges. And girl, he not even with you, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, she mentioned something along the lines of her being with him, or no, her child being 13 years old. Girl, you ain't been with that man in a very long time. I need for you to relax. Please, relax. Nonetheless, like I said, this girl feels like, she's basically on the same status as Jackie and this girl Vanessa for some reason, because she does not believe in that damn pecking order. Now, out of nowhere, these two girls, they start going back and forth. You have Vanessa and Clayana. And then all the other ladies are listening now and paying attention to what's going on. Clayana decides to throw Vanessa under the bus. Or should I say she tries to throw her under the bus because she's like, yeah, Vanessa, you were trying to air out Brooke as well as Brittany. And I'm like, okay, well, when did that happen? Because we definitely would have seen some footage of her trying to talk trash about them. So at this point, Brooke is like, okay, well, where are the receipts? I need to see, the text messages, the something that shows that Vanessa was talking trash. Whole time, Vanessa is denying it. And Clayana, she whips her broke down phone out, screen all cracked up, talking about let me scroll through my messages right now. My phone is messed up because blah, 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 blah. Brooke was not here for none of her excuses. Where is the messages? Right. She couldn't find them, y'all. There were no messages. And at this point, for me, Clayana, you just embarrassed yourself completely. However, this does not stop her, y'all. She keeps going. She basically told Brooke that Vanessa said that she looked like a blow-up doll and that she's fake. And also, let's not forget, let's throw Evelyn in there. She says that Evelyn is fake as well. It was so strange. She looks over to Jennifer and says, I don't even got a problem with you no more. Like, we can move on from that. Excuse me? We can move on from what? The way you were disrespectful and rude for no reason? Just because somebody's asking you, hey, how were you brought into this circle? Who is your friend? How'd you get here? Bye, Clayana. So, Brooke, at this point, she lets Clayana know that there is nobody there that will check her about anything. And Brooke and Clayana, they start going back and forth, arguing each other's face. Clayana, she starts to like point her fingers in Brooke's face. Brooke don't like that type of stuff. She throws a drink on Clayana. And one thing about Clayana, y'all, that girl will argue to the death, okay? She just refuses to shut up. So after all that, keep in mind, security is already there. They decide to break these two ladies up. Of course, Clayana, she wants to fight, but she gets carried away by security. And y'all, that was the episode. Honestly, I am so ready for Clayana to go because she is extremely tiring, draining, messy, all those things. However, at the same time, she does keep things interesting on this show. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.